Well, hello to all you out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to this series of videos where we contemplate the arts and culture together. What is it about art that speaks to humanity, that speaks to our society, that sort of opens up little windows into this fuller spiritual imagination to reveal realities to us that we otherwise couldn't possibly see? Now, let me start off with an apology for those of you who are sort of in our near orbit, who interact with us on a regular basis. You may know in real time, even this past Sunday, I am sort of working through a throat thing. And now that we're towards the end of this week, recovery things are happening. My voice is actually getting better. But if you only see things online, you may be thinking today, why, he sounds a little bit funny. And yes, I'm actually better than I was a few days ago, but it's still a work in progress, and I'm just happy to have a voice in general and to be able to use it here with you. So as we have been thinking about different forms of art and entertainment, whether that is books or movies or music, it occurs to me that I have mentioned things, recommended things in the past that sort of fall within the realm of broader children's or young adult fiction literature. Things like The Mysterious Benedict Society or The Secret of Platform 13. But I've never given you an actual children's children book, very short children's fiction. But today I would like to recommend for you this book, The Relatives Came. Now, I often forget about this book. I've had this book forever. It is circa 1985. I didn't get it in 1985, but somebody handed this down to me when we had our firstborn, our daughter. We would always get people who would give us things that they were getting rid of. And we're happy, especially with literature, to be able to have fun, creative, inventive things to read. And I remember I really liked this one when my daughter was young. So we read it a lot. And then years and years later, when we had our son, when he got old enough, we read this to him as well. And it was a recurring book in our reading cycles, our evening reading cycles. And then when we had our next son, years and years later, same thing. Well, our youngest, who is now 10, is at a point where we've read through some longer form books together, and then we have these gaps. We haven't yet picked what the next longer book is. So what we do is we go up into the attic, into our older book collection from when the kids were little, and we start pulling out ones that he's still interested in, he's kind of forgot about. So we've worked through some Berenstain Bears books, and we found this book again, The Relatives Came, by Cynthia Rylant, I think is the correct pronunciation for her name. And I was reminded again and just struck by how rhythmical and beautiful and lyrical this book actually is. It does a wonderful job, very, very short, of capturing the feeling of having relatives come for an extended stay in the summertime. They come from far away. They're people that are very, very different from us and that we think of differently. And then when they show up, it changes the way we live. We have to get used to sharing space and having extra conversations and needing more food, and sleeping arrangements are difficult. But over time, over this extended stay, there starts to become this new, richer, fuller sense of being until it's time for them to go home. And then when they leave, there is this strange absence left in our lives. And then we sort of hope and start planning for the next time something like this can happen. And I always think this book is so beautiful. It is a beautiful remembrance of what it is like to actually share company with people. That weird anxiety of having to get over yourself, and the change in rhythms and inconveniences that you're going to have to go through, to the things that you really appreciate about having people around, to how much you miss them when they're gone. It's a good microcosm for life. It's a good microcosm for community, and I would argue is even a good microcosm for the church, and maybe what the heart of the church should actually feel like to us. So I am going to recommend The Relatives Came. Now, you can obviously get this in book form. I'm sure that you can order it from the library. I'm sure you can order it off of Amazon and buy it. You can even listen to it read. And as a matter of fact, I might just attach a link to a YouTube video where this book is read, because again, it doesn't take very long to read it. It's a very short book. It really is children's fiction, but it is such a good story. So if you've been familiar with this and you have a particular experience, you want to share that, please do so in the comments below. If you decide that you're interested in reading this and you do read it or listen to it, please tell me what you thought in your comments below. And if you have any recommendations for a piece of music or a book or a movie or TV show that we could watch and discuss together, feel free to recommend those in the comments below, and we will keep this virtual community going. So keep looking around at culture. Keep having your eyes open. Keep contemplating what it is that stirs in us these broader, deeper emotions and stimulates our imaginations. And until the next video, I look forward to seeing you again soon.